Hey everyone, this is Alex from 3dandcnc.com, and today we're going to be setting up some software and actually printing something with our WanHao Duplicator 7. So for that, we're going to need a Duplicator 7 and a Windows laptop with an HDMI connection that is capable of driving a monitor with a 2560 by 1440 resolution. So let's start by hooking everything up. Hook up the power supply, the USB cable, and the HDMI cable that came with your D7 to your D7. The other end of the power supply goes into a wall socket, and the other ends of the USB and HDMI cables go to your computer. With all that connected, turn the D7 on by pushing the power button. Next, go to your computer's display settings to make sure it's interfacing properly with the D7. On my computer, the D7 is display number 2, and as you can see, it's being weird. We don't want that monitor to be set up in portrait mode, we actually want it to be in landscape mode, like a normal monitor. So let's select monitor number 2 and change its orientation from portrait to landscape. Then let's click apply and click keep changes. Next, in a web browser, navigate to www.wanhao3dprinter.com. Under the download software header, click Duplicator 7. On this page, you'll find the Creation Workshop software that we'll need in order to print with this printer. Inexplicably, the download comes as a .rar file, which is similar to a .zip file. I'm using WinRAR to unrar it, so if you need some software to unrar that file, take a look at WinRAR. After you have Creation Workshop unrarred, navigate to it and open it by clicking creationworkshop.exe. You should find yourself looking at a similar screen to this. So the first thing we're going to do is click Configure. We're going to make sure that under Configured Displays, our D7's 2560 by 1440 display is listed, and we're going to add it if it isn't already there. Next, we're going to click the Configure button located under the text that says Machine Connection, and select the correct COM port for our D7 from the dropdown. Mine is COM4. The rest of these settings don't need to be changed as they are already excellent. So just click OK, and lastly, click Apply to save all the changes you just made. Now let's navigate back to the 3D view by clicking the appropriate 3D view button. We can load a 3D model by clicking the folder icon and navigating to whatever 3D model we want to load. For my first print test, I'm going to print a Benchy. However, since the Benchy will probably take a really long time to print, I'm going to scale it down to 50%. We can do this by clicking Scale and entering 50 into the All field, then clicking the check mark. We'll need a raft to adhere a model to the build plate for the model to print successfully. The support menu can be accessed by clicking the big plus button on the left side of the screen. Click the raft icon to add a raft under the model. If you want to, you can play with additional automatic and manual support structures, but I figure my Benchy won't need any. Next up, hit the button that looks like a tasty cake to begin slicing the model. The default profile is fine, so just hit slice. Notice Creation Workshop will update you on the slicing progress in the upper right hand corner. After slicing is completed, click the connect button. Whoa! The first time I did this, I got a big window on my screen, and I actually had to drag it over to the Duplicator 7's display and full screen it by double clicking on the title bar. Alright, so now we're ready for a mock print to make sure everything is working. Click the play button. A shape the same size as the bottom of your raft should appear on the D7's display. If it does, your printer is working. Yes! Now hit the stop button to end the mock print. Alright, before we print anything for real, we're going to re-level the bed to make sure it's level. Take the Allen key screwdriver that came with your Duplicator 7 and loosen the 4 bed screws. You want the bed to hang loose and be easy to move around with little resistance. Now we're going to home the machine. To do this, we go to the control window and we click the home button. Once your bed is settled in the resin chamber, gently push down on it as you screw the screws back in. This will ensure your bed is completely level with the FEP film and glass beneath it. Now raise the bed 100mm by clicking the plus Z button twice. The platform will raise high enough for us to add our liquid resin to the chamber. But first let's turn the machine off to ensure that no UV light is being emitted while we're pouring the resin. After the resin is poured, we can power the unit back up and reconnect the printer with the connect button. Before every print, we need to get the bed in position by rehoming the Z-axis. After the Z-axis is homed, the only thing left to do is hit play and let it do its thing. And possibly throw the lid on it. Alright, so 3 hours later, my print is done and it looks fantastic. The only issue is the roof didn't print, but I think that's something support material related that I just don't understand about SLA printing yet. But all in all, yeah, it's a pretty cool print. It's got amazing detail for something that's roughly the size of my thumb, and I got a couple pictures of it you can check out. Alright, so thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe if you want more of the same, and you can check out my website and pick up one of these printers over at 3dandcnc.com. And also, if you want to build your own 3D printer, you can get a lot of the parts from my other website, which is canadianmetric.com, which will have all the hardware, linear rails, etc. that you would need to build a project like that. All right, cool. Take it easy. Have a great day.